Hey everyone, this time we're going to be looking at Hardcore Gaming 101 Digest Volume 6, Namco Arcade Classics. I really like this because it doesn't go into Pacman and Galaga, which are two of the more well-known games for Namco. This goes into a bunch of the smaller titles which you might not have played or maybe didn't know that they were part of a larger series. The first two series that we look at are Dig Dug and Mappy. Dig Dug is a really cool game. It's a nice and simple one that was just ported to everything. I mean, just absolutely everything. You could find this on like home computers, you could find it on the Game Boy. It's everywhere. And you can kind of tell here from just looking at all of the different comparison shots that we get. It didn't really suffer too much in the graphics department. It seems to have held up pretty well, even though it was ported to just about everything. I mean, heck, even the VIC-20 NEA screenshot looks fairly good, as do a few of the others. The only one that's a little weird is the LSI tabletop, but that one looks a little strange to me. But yeah, it's just a fun little game, Dig Dug is. And I wasn't totally into the arcade scene, so I didn't get to play it in the arcades, but I did play it on the home console, and it's a fairly nice little thing to play. I wasn't too sure like how big this series actually was, but they just keep on turning them out, and they generally are pretty faithful to what Dig Dug originally was. And I do like how they throw in like the similar games and other appearances by the main characters in Dig Dug. In 1983 they came out with Mappy, and that's kind of a weird little game that I never actually got to play, whether it was on the home console or in the arcade. And this thing was ported to just about everything. You play as a police mouse and you run around, I guess, arresting cats, but it's not really a game that I played, so I couldn't really tell you exactly what happens. Another running theme in this is just how many games are in this series. I'm not really sure. Like, I hadn't really played all of them, or really seen Mappy too much to know, but it seems like they just keep turning these games out. And what I do like at the end here, they kind of talk a little bit about the Mappy cartoon and talk about other cameos that some of the Mappy characters have made. Next I wanted to talk a little bit about the Valkyrie series. These are really interesting, especially the first two here, as they sort of look like they could be like a Legend of Zelda clone or something along those lines. I know that sounds a little bit bad calling it a clone, but I'm just telling you kind of what it looks like. These are games that we didn't really get, at least that I don't know of that we got in North America, but they seem really kind of fun, and they do have a few different things where the main character of Valkyrie was ported into a few different games or made some appearances in different games, which is pretty interesting, and it kind of makes me want to go and try to find all the different appearances that Valkyrie made. And I just wanted to call out Wonder Momo here, because this is a really interesting one that looks kind of fun. It looks a little bit generic like a lot of other side-scrollers, but it's something that might be sort of fun to play, and also goes into Bravo Man a little bit, which is another kind of an interesting looking game, which they do kind of look like your typical side-scrollers, but they look like they're very fun side-scrollers. And I also like that they throw in here a few of the lost Namco mobile games, which is kind of a shame that they were lost, but you do see that Momo makes a few appearances in, well, Momo and Bravo Man make a few appearances in them. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. This was an interesting book. I kind of liked looking at a few of the other arcade games that I didn't know Namco made, or some of the series that they made, and I didn't know how many games were actually in it. I don't like this one as much as Volume 5, mostly because it sort of goes off the rails at the very end. But it's kind of a fun book if you're interested in what Namco has done, or if you want to read just about some of the other titles that you might not have known about from their other great series. So anyway, guys, talk to you all later, and hope you have a great day.